The Bible is full of encouraging verses for when you're feeling down on yourself. The Word of God can give you peace and strength during difficult times, such as dealing with stress at work or a toxic friend, experiencing loneliness, or going through a breakup. These Bible verses for encouragement can help you find peace and strength in even the darkest of times. Bible verses for encouragement during difficult times. There will be times when you feel like you're all alone, as if God is nowhere to be found. You may feel depressed, anxious, or stressed out. You might even be feeling forgotten by God. You're not alone. God is always with you, just not in the way you might want or need. God's timing is not based on your emotions or how much you feel like He's there. It's based on what's best for you, even if you can't see it right now. God is there, but He wants to teach you to rely on yourself and your own ability to cope and push through tough times. These Bible verses for encouragement can help you find peace and strength in even the darkest of times. In Isaiah 41 verse 10, God says, "So do not fear, for I am with you, do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and I will uphold you by my righteous right hand." This is a promise from a faithful God. As you walk through life, there will be times when you are alone, sad, or afraid. You may feel like you have nowhere to turn. But God is always there to comfort and guide you. He will never leave you. And He will always be faithful. No matter what happens, He will always love you. So rest in His love and peace today. You can also find God in the people around you and in nature. Look for ways to build a relationship with God and let Him into your life. Trust in God's plan. If you feel like your life is going nowhere or you have no direction, you might be tempted to try and take control by making rash decisions that you may later regret. Before you do that, consider the possibility that the directionless life you're living is actually a special gift from God, intended to teach you humility and patience. When you've lost control, it's easy to feel like there's a void. You might feel that something is missing in your life, or you might even feel as though life isn't worth living anymore. The truth is that you don't need more stuff or more control. You need more of God and more of His love. Build your self-esteem from the inside out. If you're constantly putting yourself down and feeling horrible about the things you've done in the past, you won't be able to move forward and be happy. You'll remain stuck in your negative thoughts and you'll never be able to move on with your life. While it's important to acknowledge your mistakes, you also need to be kind to yourself. Be compassionate and patient with yourself, and don't be too hard on yourself when you make a mistake. Remember that you are a human being and you make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Be kind to yourself. When you're going through a rough time, it's easy to put too much pressure on yourself to perform and live up to certain standards. You may feel that you need to be super strong, intelligent, and capable of dealing with any situation. If you put too much pressure on yourself, you'll end up breaking yourself down instead of actually achieving anything. It's important to be kind to yourself and not put too much pressure on yourself to perform. You don't have to be super strong, intelligent, or capable of dealing with any situation. You just need to let your guard down enough to allow help from others. Don't be hard on yourself. You might have a tendency to be too hard on yourself and hold yourself to an impossibly high standard. You might feel like you have to achieve perfection in everything you do, and that no matter how hard you try, you're going to fail. While it's important to set high standards for yourself and strive to be the best you can be, it's also important to not be too hard on yourself if you fail to meet your own expectations. Remember to be kind to yourself and not put too much pressure on yourself to perform. You are loved and you are enough. If you struggle with low self-esteem and often feel like you're not good enough, you may feel that you don't deserve to be loved. You might worry that you're too flawed to be worthy of a healthy relationship. Remember that you are loved and you are enough. You don't need to be perfect or have a perfect life to be loved. You just need to accept and love yourself for who you are. Navigating life will always be easier when you're able to find comfort and strength in God.